...2026, it is Legends of the Game, ladies and gentlemen. And this is season 2 of Legends of the Game, and we are at Maverick Sports Bar, 5 Avenue Shops here in Harare. And we've begun the year in style. So today, I have a guest. Thought maybe we should have a guest. Start the year with a bang. She's somebody who is a coach, but she's got something that most coaches don't have. I think even male coaches don't have what she has. But anyway, she can introduce herself. Hello, coach. Welcome to Legends of the Game at Maverick Sports Club.
Well, hello. How are you? Thank you for having me, and hello to all the viewers out there.
Coach, like we say, we're here to celebrate and immortalize your contribution to the sports fraternity in Zimbabwe. What you have achieved and what you're still pushing to achieve is trend setting for most people, for most female coaches. But who is Sithethelelwe Sibanda?
Okay, Sithethelelwe Sibanda. That's my name. I was born in Caesar District, Philabosi. Yeah, you know, those that come from Philabosi, they know we love ourselves. Bathi yithabantu okodlayo. So about that. Okay, bathi ngo-21. So yeah, I come from Philabosi. Yeah. And I mean, I was born in a family of 6. We've got of 4 surviving now. I'm the last born in that family. We grew up with our mother still surviving, but we were orphaned when we were still kids. Yeah, especially for maybe I and my sister, we don't really know our father because we were toddlers by then. But yeah, basically that is me. I hail from Philabosi, but grew up really in Bulawayo.
Philabosi, okay. Yeah. Oh, we're Philabosi as well.
Yeah.
There is a name that seems to stick on you, and I wanted us to start by dissecting that. Why the movies are Kwinji 15?
Okay. Kwinji 15. Yeah. Really. Okay, let me start. Let me start by saying, the first time ngqala ukudlala ibhola, I was too tiny, too small.
Playing for where?
Ekhaya. No, really. Sengiqala ukudlala professionally at New Orleans. Really, I think I was 12, 13 thereabout.
Okay.
But actually, I started playing with the boys there. I used to just play with the boys. I just enjoyed playing boys, those kick and run games and all the stuff like that. I think that's where it really came from. But when I started playing for New Orleans, really, the late Harvison Masilela, the New Orleans director, was the one who spotted me in a tournament that we played at Gifford. Yeah, that we played at Gifford High School.
And you're how old?
I think I was 13 by then. Yeah. So Kwinji 15 now. Right. When I started, like I say, I was a very tiny someone, and when I came to training, they were just saying, nah, and that name just grew.
So
Abanye bathi mafana, because by then I was still very tiny. I didn't really grow up so quickly, right? You need the puberty stuff of
the late years,
yeah, something like that, Some were saying mafana and all this kind of guys. That's how it started. But Kwinji 15 now, it's when I adopted the jersey number 50.
Okay, at what point do you adopt the jersey number 15, and what's the story behind it?
When I joined New Orleans, already we had senior guys. We had really senior players that were way older. Because by then, I think the likes of Forces Rosie where they'd moved from Gawa's A, they'd moved Musa to what? To New Orleans. And New Orleans, it had older players or obvious. But now, when we came in, I think I came in, Sasi about 3 or 4 young players that were introduced into the what? Into the first team. Then ngathi mfika laphana angithi I think ngaqala first kulo munye esasi almost the same age esesasingani sitshintshana ijezi juggling between number 4 and number 8. Uyabona nxa ungakakwani etimini ungakabi lejezi number angithi. Then later on there was a senior player that retired. I think it was just a year after I joined New Orleans. Why retire? So uMomsa, who is my best friend, Boys Movia, said to me, no, put on number what? Number 50. Basically, that's really how I adopted the number 50.
You know what I'm thinking?
Mm.
I mean, I'm busy thinking that Wagwiza Kwinji 15 because of my Kwinji so much. Then wawufesa ngekhanda.
Leo it's year futhi. Wawufesa ngekhanda. Ngalidla ngekhaya. Lapha I'm talking about origin ye-jazz first. Ukuthi it's waqina so influences izinto yabo. And I hate that lokhu jazz naman. But after that it happened again that also Gitiza was putting on number 1. Number 15 angithi uGitize ego number 15.
Are you related to him?
No, Sibanda, but we are not really related. But we are brothers because we are all Sibandas angithi. But again, ama attributes alo Gitiza, it's what I also possessed. I was a very good assister, good passer of the ball. Ngangikwanisa ukuthi kumbe siwine 14 kumbeni ngaki. Unomse zame ukuthi ngisondeze egedini ukuthi ngiyeshoshe, but ukushosha really was not my thing. I used to really score a city through set plays, especially amakhona kicks. Elokuthi Kwinji yikho lapho lavela khona manje. Lelo lavela national sport. Is it national sports or Rufaro and Sawas? There was a time ku national team where I scored a diving header. I don't know how it happened, just a diving header. I think it was versus the Namibia also. Then the crowd, Rufaro, Dynamo Spins just wrote Kwinji and what, because I was also putting on
Number 15.
Number 15. So, inambe ngayigqoke clubini is the number that I carried through ngisiya ku squad. It's always easier ngoba ngani uyaqalisa ungani uyakwana eteamini. Uyaba the option yokuchoose ijezi lavo. So that's how it happened. So ama supporters Dynamos yiyo ibizo lethu.
Oh.
So that's how it grew. And coincidentally, when we were training Mama Warriors, Sanda uqala lapha. Dynamos players, those times abo Kwinji, Memory Mcherawo, Ochamu, they used to support Mama Warriors even through our training kits.
Oh, you were training at the same place, I guess?
Yes, we were training the arena lapha because the national sports. Ibhora libalisakala. And even at national level, we started providing your own training kit. The only thing available is PIP. But later on, kwazo improve. So ngesikhathi laphana ufuze ubuye le training kit yakho. Actually, coincidentally, umfazi kaKwinji nguye wathi kumele provide ubani uKwinji kwini i-training kit. That's how. And uyabona uthi unkosikazi kaKwinji anti ngulokhuze I mean uMayilanga nto yamazi anti umama kaEugene anti yabazi ukuthi there is umabazala kabani kakaso wayemumamethhu ngapha ebhoreni akazi batransition njani and whatsoever. Unkosikazi kaKwinji wayebuya ukuzosibona angithi bebuya ukuzosibona ehamba lo masali bezobona ibhola. So bebona ibhola laphana la esizwe ukuthi Kwinji nguye actually we-initiated ukuthi kumele sibe siprovide kwini. I used to put on number 15s from lokhu zeni uKwinji benjani bengiprovide. Yabona yeah, that's how it really like a lastic njalo.
No, that's very interesting.
Lastically.
No, I understand. Also, you got the relationship with Kwinji.
Yeah, we are.
The Queen, the Piri family.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, we are here at Mavericks at 5th Avenue. And this place is full of pool tables. And you could have chosen to be a certain star. You could have chosen to play pool. You could have chosen rugby. But why did you choose soccer?
Yeah, for me, I think this thing really was inborn
It was inborn.
because kwablosoma kodwa.
You come from a sporting family.
Not really. Actually,
You're a person.
I'm just one out there.
Okay.
Nkhaya. Uyabona, I think what uyabona ukuthi ngicula. I was so good in all activities, hyper active in everything. Ongama-games lokhuyana esikudlalayo ezabantwana.
Makachela.
Yeah. Kick and run and whatsoever. But then ibhola, I think ekuqaliseni kwalo, I think it was in me, inborn in the sense yokuthi yes, I stayed in Bulawayo, but every term ngangihamba ekhaya eFelabos because my mother stayed there. Ngahamba ekhaya eLokhuze eFelabos, and eFelabos sasitshona sidlala ibhola.
Labafana umbe.
Labafana. And the funny thing, even today, in my family, Lokhuze, they are always talking about it. When are you sure to ukuthi this is where you're going with what ibhola leli? Because each time ngangithi singalungisa ibhola lomphepha leliya nanti sike sidlala umachaya noma 25 what and then suddenly vele zatshintsha ngithi asidlale emarechana.
Okay.
And vele ngathi asidlale emarechana ngizakhetha maybe one boy uthi lina ubani lonke umbe siyadlala siyi-10 umbe siyi-8 ngithi thina siyi-2 thatha umfana oyi-1 sibe yibini yi-2, then I'll just triple the whole. It's funny, but that's how it came around. And yeah, le Rose Camp, I used to play or kick and run. Yeah. I stayed at Rose Camp. I stayed on a banner ground here, Blue Limb. We could handle a kick and run. I'm actually in Yama.
Oh, Iplawayo, let's go. I want us to go back to what you hold that most people don't hold. We'll come back to that. But in passing, in Plawayo, which hood besides Roscam? You mentioned Roscam. Which hood did you spend time in, and how did it shape you? Which hood do you associate with mostly?
Okay. Right, initially Rose Camp, but from where Rose Camp I moved to Nkurumani. I stayed in Nkurumani for a very long time, but again, I did Nkurumani ngangihlala lo cousin wami, cousin wami lo who was married to a policeman teacher FNDA. Wayefundisa ulokhuzeni lakhe ngilokhuzeni elipolisa. So how ngangihlale ngabheka nje lekhuzeni ecamp then yeah, I bit off in Njube again, but yeah, ngakhulela kakhulu eLokhuze.
Okay, Nkulumani Rose Camp. Right. Let's come to the core of the sit down. You hold CAF A, right? Is it CAF A?
Yes.
Tell us, what does it mean to hold a CAF A as a female and as a coach?
Yeah. You know, for me, it's a qualification that I believe for every profession that you do, you need to have those qualifications. You need to possess those qualifications so that you know really what is expected of you and you know what you're supposed to be doing. So for me, I don't want to just see it as being the only lady that holds CAF A.
You are.
But yeah, of course, I can tell yes. I am, yes. With I think we had only 3 classes that have done CAF A. The first class was I think 2014, the other one 2015. Ours was in 2017, which was so it's about 80 plus or so maybe coaches that hold CAF A license. And yes, I'm the only lady, but Yeah, for me, it's not about being the only lady, but it's about making sure right now I'm looking forward to my pro.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No. I hear you. We were going to come to that because me now, what I need as a person who doesn't understand the importance of these certificates, because there's Euro isn't licenses, and then there's CAF licenses. Then in CAF there's B.
There's a D, B, there's D, C, A. There's D and C, B, A.
Okay, what is the advantage of having a B CAF B license over a C license or a D license?
No, obviously it's the higher qualification. The higher the qualification, obviously it shows the higher you are in terms of your qualifications, obviously. And you know, with even getting jobs, you cannot run away from that. You can even have situations where, for example, for me, I'll tell you, right now I'm doing a FIFA coach educators course, and obviously it requires you to be highly qualified, because you are looking at being a coach educator, educating other coaches under FIFA. You understand my point? So for you to get those opportunities, you need to have the highest qualifications, and just generally getting jobs. And CAF and FIFA are putting really what do you call it, club licensing things, where certain qualifications should coach certain level.
All right.
It generally puts you at an advantage of really staying in line really with even the modern trends and all the stuff like that.
Yeah, no. Why Mboza Siswami? I'm asking on behalf of ladies, young girls, and coaches who look at you and say, "Hey, why should I get this? Why should I get that?" Now, it brings me to my next question, which is, are you a full-time footballer? In terms of, are you
Yes,
football full-time?
yes, I'm full time.
So, can somebody live out of football in Zimbabwe?
Definite.
Mm.
Definitely. Because look at me. Why am I saying that? I am not only a coach. Yeah. There are a lot of things, technical things under football that I do.
Okay.
Yes. One, I coach. Two, I'm a coach educator.
What's the difference between a coach? Oh, coach educates coaching. Oh, okay. No, I get it. I wanted to ask.
For one, that was used to be called, these are like instructors. The wives that were called the instructors, but now the modern term is coach educators that teach the what? The coaches. And further, you can even do another course that teaches the coach educators. So you will now be a coach educator developer.
Masters or another.
It's the direction that I'm going. But one good thing is I'm all football. So which means it makes you really focus, and uyakwanisa ukuthi ngathi wenze, even whether you are researching, you are improving and whatsoever, you are improving on something that you are already doing.
Best with, yes.
So I was saying to you, coaching, I'm coach educator. I'm also part of a technical study group for COSAFA and CAF. So when there are CAF games or national team games, under 17, under 15, when I am not active with the senior national team, that's the other stuff that I do. Doing technical analysis for my tournament.
I wasn't lying. It was similar. Similar ngubuza sister mali kono sala. So,
Nowhere else to live.
technical, you work, most of the job comes from CAF and FIFA, right? You're more like an employee of CAF and FIFA than ZIFA.
No.
So pay us.
No, I'm full time. I'm full time ZIFA for now. I'm contracted to ZIFA, and I'm doing I'm with the national team and also doing coach education.
Coach education.
Yes.
Then you have a diploma. Is it how?
There's a course that I did with ZIFA, diploma in coaching.
That's what I wanted us to talk about. What is that one?
It was it's a course that lasted for the whole year, where more like it was a mentorship like course where you were mentored. It was sponsored by FIFA. You were selected. We would send applications, then we were selected so that they got, I think we were 24 participants all over the world. Then we went through that year course where you meet with your mentor. In fact, you're like working with your mentor, the one that you were partnered with. You're working with your mentor. In this case, I was the mentee working with my mentor. Then we organize programs. For example, mine was Swedish, and at some point she was in Brazil. So you had to go to, whether to go to Sweden if we had something to do there.
Have you been to Sweden?
Yes.
How is it like that?
It's cool.
Okay.
It's like traveling to Schengen countries. Sweden, France, I think Germany, Brazil, Italy. So you will meet there. Then either you are going for training sessions, you are going for matches, or you as the mentee, if you are part of the system, maybe in your FA, you have matches, then your mentor comes in, something like that, until you go to the final year where you esahamba khona, then graduate ngaphi eLokuzeni eZurich.
Switzerland.
For the Lokuzeni after he has completed the what? It was the first ever, so it was more like a pilot Lokuzeni project. So he is the Lokuzeni. So yeah, those are some of the opportunities when you get highly qualified, you get to get your one.
I wanted to ask in passing, okay, how is it like as an African female player in places like Sweden and Brazil? You've been to Brazil? How is it like? How serious is female football there compared to where you are coming from?
Yeah, we are born. When you go out there, they are pursuita senzilu. Honestly speaking. But on a serious note, you come back and you really reflect. For me, a reflection yami, especially would be growth yami really that I engayibonayo by traveling. How important it is to plan, how important it is really to set objectives for the session, really to be that serious. Because at some point, what I have seen, phandle lapha in terms of coaching, sometimes imsebenzi wethu lo siyayokisa ebantwini in the way maybe esiplana ngayo.
Okay.
You show up at training without a training program. You start thinking, ususe training. Even the next person doesn't take you what serious. That's why you wanna even anyone not as next door lapha can think they can tell you ukuthi kompona, hey, why ungadlalisi ubani, yet there is a lot ayichiphanga coaching. There is a lot of work.
Bazala kodwa abadlale Europe.
People really are so serious. You are honest. That's what really I saw with people are really serious. There's a lot of investment. That's one thing that yeah. There is a lot of investment. For example, I remember I also trained in Germany, by the way. Yeah.
We've been around.
Yeah. I remember when I trained in Germany, we were in Cologne. There was a time when we went to watch their team.
Female team.
A female team playing a boys team. So what they used to do, I think kula league yamankazana, something like that. So they had to play in an inclusive Lokuze team. And what
Regardless whether you're a boy or you're playing in a.
So then they'll be like, if the girls are under 15, they'll play boys that are under 14, just a year young. And it was good development for the girls. So that's what I've seen with, there's a lot of investment. Lot of resources.
We're all just behind.
Sometimes it's difficult to admit, but we need to step up.
No, that's true. So for now, you give me, I mean, you make me look at Africa as if we're not serious about football. But anyway, let's talk about Zimbabwean landscape. You've played club football, you've played nationalism. If you had to describe the state of the affairs of the local football in terms of females, how would you describe it? Are we there? What is it like?
We are averagely there, I would say. We are averagely there. Why am I saying that? Is we've not been consistent in terms of maybe city league to no sponsorship. Sometimes some teams don't show up for matches. So there's a bit of inconsistency in terms of operations zethu. But one thing that I know is that we do have talent. Because if I can look back maybe and think about how we used to compete even with other countries, but we kind of like went on a
Downward spiral.
On a decline local because I think we stopped or we never progressed in terms of available resources to our development. While list amanye countries babona ukuthi okay, so Zimbabwe beat us 5-0. I'll take for example, I'll give you countries like Malawi, lava, or Zambia, countries for me that have really developed. Sasingababali thina sisasengama players. Go there. Uyabona ucoach Ben wayethi even nxa lihambe egemini athi amachita asamenisiye ukuthi wala siphenduke. Angithi because we are capable, we are going to win this game. It's a matter of how many goals we are going to win. But now if things have changed, even usiyadlala le-Eswatini manje or usiyadlala le Lesotho khathesi, you can't say I'm going to win. Angithi it will only talk after 90 minutes. Why? Because ibhora selinjani selichinjile, teams have invested.
Yes.
Angithi so that's what is needed.
Okay. Investment. But then you're talking about investment and I'm smiling and I want to ask you a question to personalize it. Wali Walter Makaya, I think he has invested in football. Do you think he has made an impact, his investment?
For me,
what role has he played from you as a person who has played, who has coached, who's now a technical person?
Like with regards to women?
Yes. I think he has invested in women, right?
Yeah. We had a great tournament. Massive tournament. Actually, I was with Chapungu and I was the coach of the tournament. Anyway.
Wow. Thought about that.
Well, for me, we are one ilokuzeni tournament liana. After I think tournaments sasigcine kudala ukuba lama tournaments. So when that tournament came in for everyone, it was a good thing, honestly speaking. The individual whatsoever, even bringing in 16 teams at one play, and he sponsored it on his own, right? Up to the end of the tournament, girls having players really, it was actually great. For me, it was a great tournament. If we can also get such other tournaments.
So is it only Walter Magaya's tournament that has got such impact, or there are other tournaments in Zim?
I think we used to have also LM auctioneers, LM auctioneers, yeah. We once had that one, but I don't remember the last time it was there. That used to be another tournament that used to come in. But yeah, but obviously, the Magaya one was was a big one because teams got kits. Some teams are even using them. Teams got kits. Also some prize monies and individual prize monies, and just being accommodated there and playing in good stadiums, when you have never experienced izinto ezinjalo as the ladies game. Really appreciated that tournament. For me, it was a good one.
All right, let's talk about your national team duty. You've been an assistant coach, and then compare yourself for me the trends. Okay, fine, you're an assistant coach, and then recently you appointed the national coach, right? What is the difference, and what have you seen
Right.
in your time as?
For me, really, a head coach versus assistants. For me, these are just titles, because I believe we need to bring in the same thing as head and what in assistant. What do I mean? Singati, all right, now head coach, obviously, yes, the back stops with you. Yeah. But I still think you are in consultation with your team. Yes, everything. But at the end of the day, yes, obviously you are the head coach. You have to make the final decision. That's the difference. Uguthi as a head, you have to make the final decision. As an assistant, obviously you have to support the head coach. That's one big thing. And as a coach, each coach, and as a coach, as for me, I'm able to work as an assistant. I'm able to work as a head coach, just because I know what I do as an assistant and I know what I do as a head coach. You just need to, as an assistant, you just need to support your head coach. He's the one that sets objectives, whether with the club or with or with the bosses there. Then you buy into the objectives by helping them and make sure whatever you do, we are doing in line with what we want to achieve. Yeah.
No. Why I'm asking that question? Maybe let me be specific. You remember the match against Angola in South Africa? Was it last year? You were the head coach. What happened there? Because the streets. Okay, I will say it from the streets. Okay, when you were the assistant, we would say you didn't have enough energy. I mean, enough voice and push. But when you were the head now, the whole nation expected wonders. And I think even Peter Ndlovu gave you a boost. So what I'm asking is, what difference would you have made that you could not make when you were assistant? And what that match, how would you rate it versus Angola?
For me, I'll be honest with you. The girls played today. They were coming from an off season.
Okay.
Yeah. And we had 2 weeks in camp.
Okay.
To play the first and the second leg. It's actually very tricky playing matches in February. Right now, the girls are sleeping at home, enjoying their holidays.
Okay.
And they are only going to come into their clubs in February. Abanye ngo March. Remember, we don't have sponsors as women football. And starting early to train, ama-dates e-league engakaqalisi, it means ukhiphiwe imali.
Okay.
And teams abanjani? Abalayo. Boom! A fixture comes for the national team in February.
Was it abrupt? Are these things not planned?
No.
You make it sound like it was abrupt.
No. It's flat, but that is what will be there. Iko kuyabe kukho. Ukuthi first year of February, what abantu bangaphi base holiday. These are some of the things really that we face as what as coaches. But you have to try to give it your best. And at some point, especially these February March matches are very tricky because the conditioning wise, I'm not going to go scientifically with you. A player really starts to show an improvement in fitness 3 weeks after starting.
Okay.
Yeah. Uqalisa ukuthi sele general endurance, it's after 3 weeks. They start, the body iyabe ikhona iqalisa ukwenzayo, ukushowa or ukwenzayo, ukureacta. Otherwise uyabe sasekuzini.
3 weeks for a player to recuperate.
Oh, no, yes.
Yes.
After phase.
Okay, so you're contributing.
So you see, part of that thing, sacrum, honestly speaking, 70. I knew that will happen, but we needed to manage it, and we started to manage that because it was also very hot and whatsoever. We crumbled low fitness levels.
Yeah, okay. I've sat with the first Zimbabwean coach, right, to take the nation to the First Nations Cup appearance, Sunday Chitsambwa. And there is a point that he mentioned that suddenly started trending after 2 years. That interview was done 2 years ago, and it started trending about the remuneration of coaches by ZIFA. So it seems like there is a challenge in terms of remuneration, not only of coaches, but also of national team players. You as a coach, you as a player, how was it like and how is it like in terms of, are you happy with the way players are remunerated? Are they happy? Are you happy?
Maybe coming from ukudlala. Kumbe thina ukuthi ilizwe kudala kwakusa right, yonke into i-right, kungela ama-economic artics and everything. At times sasizibuyelela endlini singela lutho.
Without being paid anything. Just playing for.
Kudala phela. Kwakungela. But I'm not saying ukuthi kwaku-right or what, but maybe the fact that ibhola lalisaqalisa. The first thing was about the budget. Ukuthi khona nami ngigada plane, ngijabele kwini, i-national anthem. Khathesi you cannot tell a kid about a plane. Nangithi ukuthi uzagada plane kumbeni uzanjani.
Or you can play for the plane and the plane.
Not really ukuthi we played for the plane and the water. For us it was just ngivizwe ku-squad.
Okay.
The pride of representing the national team.
And you never cared about money that much.
Yeah, but it was introduced later on, ama-allowances. So because ngendaba yena leyana yokuthi kwakuyikuqalisa kwezinto. Now abantwana sebe-experienced. Angithi sebe-experienced, uyananzelela ukuthi, for example, thina kubonye Orleans ngale, engeke lalikwanisa ukuncediswa ngokuthi uhanjiswe esikolo kuphela, but kwakungaholwa. But now teams, now ule team, and you cannot afford to give an allowance to players, uyasalungela ama-players.
All right.
That is the what yikho sowukhona like that. So it goes back even to the national teams setup. And in as much as maybe people are still crying for better remuneration, but it has improved from over the years.
Also, on your side, it's not as bad as the male side.
I wouldn't say that because I don't have figures. Let me not speculate izinto engingagcina ngikhuluma izinto ezingayizizo.
Right.
I'm not sure about that one, but I'm talking from the time mina nginjalo
Play.
ngivrela ukuthi
But as a coach, in terms of remuneration, you as a local coach, because I see the national team has challenges. I mean, ZIFA has challenges paying local coaches. But when it comes to international coaches, it's rare for ZIFA to have issues. They pay them.
I think the most important thing ukuthi lathi as coaches, angithi we enter into clear contractual agreement.
All right. Okay, cool. Now, that has been made clear. As a player, as well in the days of play, so as a player, let's talk about the times that when you look back, you cherish and say, this was the time I cherish the most. This is the highlight of my career as a player. Let's talk about those moments. Which match, which years, which teams were you? Where were you? What do you cherish as a player?
Yeah, I will, for at club level, I think the better part of my career, I played for New Orleans.
Okay.
Yeah, I will always cherish playing for Iwin. New Orleans, Mr. Masilela really sacrificed a lot. He loved the game.
What changed? I mean, what would you hold dear close and say, this is what I cherish about playing for New Orleans? I can't look okay. If it wasn't for New Orleans, this I will not have.
I mean, I really, let me say this. In terms of maybe cooler and whatsoever, I didn't really come from the richest or whatsoever. It may be poor to average, lokuze grow a family angithi. Okokuthi, I think ukudlala ibhora, it really gave me ama-opportunity. It exposed me because I think ngani angidlalanga ibhora, even the coaching yacho leyi, or these programs I'm doing with ZIFA and CAF, all Sithethelelwe, everything for me is about football. So that thing yokuqalisa ukudlala and lokuyadlala ku-squad wanjani, it gave me that platform engiyo yona now. For example, our First Nations qualifiers, we qualified 2000 for our First Nations Cup, and it's still the best appearance in terms of women AFCON where we.
And you're part of that.
Yes.
Coach, would you consider in the next ZIFA elections taking part for the ZIFA presidency post?
Me? I'm strictly a technical person.
Don't you think it needs a technical nurse? Was that what?
I would rather rise up in technician stuff. Like you see, player, coach educator, developer, FIFA, what, you're boring at this. That's me.
Oh, yes, sir.
No, I'm strictly a technical person. I love the pitch.
You're scared of the pressure that comes with being a president.
No, I love the pitch. I just love the pitch.
Being a president will position you to improve your life.
It will, but it will restrict me. That's why you see the presidents now. You see a president now dressed in your training kits coming to the training session and now getting into the pitch. I'm avoiding that, my friend, because I love the pitch. So I'm gonna remain on the pitch.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm a technical person, and I've invested so much in myself in being a technical.
Coach is going to say in the Chapungu, victory stories, there is your highest. I thought you were going to talk about.
No, it's one of those. Obviously, yeah, it's one of those. It was actually great because it was tight. I had to overcome all the big teams all through to the final. All through to the final, but the girls gave all their best, and yeah, that was another big one. Big one there in Manyame, everyone was celebrating, and I was also happy to get the country celebrating.
God willing, 5 years from now,
who
is coach?
Yeah, right. For sure, uNkulunkulu evuma. I'm looking at in a few years, ngibhedise ikhosi yami FIFA coach developer for a pathway. That's another one that's gonna open Very good. Yeah, it can fit.
Then where are you going? 5 years, you what?
More like in the coach education.
Oh, that's where you stick.
More like in the coach education. At whatever level or
A team you don't want to.
I know maybe I can do tournaments. I'm not sure.
I wanted us to own a team together. Me and a technical guy, we're discussing about buying a team.
Maybe we'll talk about that. But for now, I'm looking at maybe some initiatives, maybe, obviously for girls, maybe in form of tournaments or whatsoever. But I personally, again, in terms of going up there, maybe FIFA, CAF, coach educator development pathway, and also maybe CAF technical static group, and eventually FIFA, because that's the direction. I'm strictly a technician.
In random positions, irregardless of positions, 5 top players of your time in Zimbabwe, females.
Okay. Obviously we've got Kwinji, we've got Numsa.
Oh, Sfalu number 1. Okay.
No, randomly. It's random.
Yes.
We've got Kwinji, we've got Nums, we've got Precious,
Pal.
we've got Majo,
Maturity.
Nyauma.
Okay.
I'm trusting
The fifth one.
Fifth one. I think I'm gonna go with Talent Mandas.
So those are your 5
Yeah.
top player in Zimbabwe in terms of female player.
There are many that are
That's why I said 5.
There are many that are coming up. Yeah.
There are many. Okay, coach. Personally, I want to thank you so much because it's been a long time coming, and for me to finally get you here, the stress that we go. You've been traveling last year, but I think my technical team usually has questions.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Mr. Bako, what do you like to ask the coach?
Position. I had a question here. How prepared are you for the upcoming under teams?
Right. I'm the senior coach. Obviously, under 17s do have their coach. But like I always alluded that we really need to be prepared because we haven't started. But yes, we really need to get started so that we are prepared for that game.
And then what's the roadmap now, since you don't have anything maybe major on the cards since you exited Lim in the stages? What's on the cards now?
No, the year is very long. The calendar is there. You'll see everything rolling out. We do have competitions. We do have dates for all the teams. Remember, it's not all about the senior team only, but it's a pathway from under 15 to the senior team that really needs to be rolled out. We are trying to really roll out something, and we hope that we really get everything into place. Remember, it's still January, people are off season, and right now really there is nothing really I can really lay out that this is what is happening. But yeah, definitely we're looking forward to a great year with a competition and participation from our teams.
Lastly, one big ask to this concerning women's football.
For
What would you ask ZIFA if you ask ZIFA so as to uplift women football? If you are given a chance to say ZIFA, one big, what would you ask them? One big to say.
okay, because I work at ZIFA, I've always asked a lot of things from them.
What's the area?
Gradually, yes, it will come up and it's going to run out. There is, I don't respond to your own question. But okay, that really one big ask is investment in women football.
In terms of what? Financial investment, infrastructure, where exactly?
Everything that can get the player play and be exposed and develop is really what I ask for. Because I think on behalf of any other technical person that can take care of any team at ZIFA, this is what we ask for. Training, and more training and exposure and matches so that they get really exposed.
Let's talk about your legacy that you want to leave behind. What would you want to look back and say, wow, now I'm picking Philapusi. This is what I did for Zimbabwean football. This is what I want to be remembered for.
Yeah. One, mentorship.
You want to be remembered as a great mentor.
Yes.
Okay.
Especially for other female coaches. I kind of went solo with probably no one to mentor me. To say maybe I was mentored by so and so. Yes, I was getting support from especially other other male coaches, senior coaches, the likes of Ivinambo, Talasande, and all those ones. We meet a lot and we talk a lot. But in terms of really saying, kule muntu ohamba isandla wathi asinjani, let's walk this locus and this journey. Especially I'm looking at another lady doing that to me. I didn't. So mina is to great mentor. We mentor to the female ones. I want to drag them and say, okay, when I look back, I'll be retired there. Okay, I'm looking at so and so, these are my girls.
So selfless, eh? Big heart. Now you've got a big heart. Thank you so much, Coach. And what are the plans for immediate plans in the next 6 months? What are we looking at?
Yeah, when
Female football.
female football, it's
Any big tournaments?
it's January. It's still things are on the pipeline. Yeah, because it's still January. Some dates are yet to be finalized. For example, we might have to play Kosafa early because it was supposed to be last year, but I said
Alright.
but the dates are still a bit shaky on it. So we still
It's for the national team, Coach.
yes. Yeah. So we're looking at that also. We're looking at the under 17s, and obviously we're looking at Kosafa tournaments coming for junior teams. We're looking at probably getting something league yamankazana, which maybe we might get someone chipping in a sponsor league or some tournaments. We still pray for that.
Thank you so much.
So that we are active also.
All I can say and do is to wish you all the best in all these plans that you have and in the legacy that you really like to leave behind. God willing, it shall come to pass. And thank you so much for your time, Coach. Even final.
I first and our day then. Second.
Legends of the Game. It is 2026, and we're still immortalizing the contributions of our sports legends across all divides. And we're here at Mavericks, and special thanks to Mavericks Sports Club here in 5 Avenue Shops. Till next time, cheers, bye bye.